Today, we are going to be talking about one of the most important aspects of being a successful real estate agent, and that is what questions to ask sellers when you are on a listing appointment. If you're a new real estate agent, or honestly, even if you're an experienced agent, knowing what to ask when you're on a listing appointment can build a better rapport with your clients and ultimately help you close more deals. Be sure to stick around until the end because I'm going to be sharing how I accomplish getting these questions answered before I ever go to the listing appointment. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about building your real estate business without ever making a cold call, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that bell for notifications so that you'll never miss a video. So as I mentioned, today we are going to be talking about what questions you should be asking sellers when you're on a listing appointment. And the very first question you should ask is, tell me about your property and what initially drew you to it. And this question opens the door to learn what they love about their home, its unique features, and what drew them to it. Because what initially drew the current owners to a home will highly likely be the reason that a new buyer is drawn to the home, and it gives you an opportunity to incorporate that into your marketing. Question number 2 is, have you made any recent updates or renovations to the property? And this one is pretty self-explanatory. You want to know what work they've had done to the home since they purchased it, not only because that will help you market the property, but it's really crucial when it comes to pricing a home. Knowing if there have been recent upgrades or renovations gives you a better idea of what the value of the home will be in the current market, and you want to factor that in when you're running comps and presenting your pricing recommendation. Question number 3 is, what is your timeline for selling your property? And having this information is key because it gives you an idea of how quickly they need to sell, which in turn gives you an idea of how quickly you would need to get their home on the market. And having that information really is imperative because it will help you devise your marketing plan and set expectations with the seller. Question number 4 is, what are your top priorities when it comes to selling your property? And it's very important to find out if time, money, or both is very important to the seller. And you might think that it's always money, but that's just not the case. And this is a must-ask question because it helps you find out what their priority is and what they want to achieve from selling their home. And it also gives you an idea of what's important to them so that you can align your services to match what they're looking for. Question number 5 is, why are you selling this property? And this is another must ask because it gives you the information you need in order to determine how quickly they want to sell, what their motivation or lack of motivation is for selling. And then that will help you determine how fast or slow you need to move. And it also gives you an idea of whether or not this listing is going to be worth taking. If they tell you they are putting their home on the market simply to test things out and just see how it goes, well, depending on where they want it priced, that may or may not be a listing you want to take. So this is definitely information that you need to dig into and obtain in order to decide what you need to do or maybe don't need to do. Question number 6 is, are you the sole owner and or decision maker? And the two are not always the same. So you always want to get clarification on who you're communicating with, whether it's face-to-face or if you're doing this before the actual listing appointment. And this question will also open the door to then ask if there is a mortgage or any type of liens tied to the property. All very important information because if you find out that you are not speaking with all of the owners or decision makers, you're going to need to adjust when you're meeting with them because obviously you need to communicate with all of the parties that are going to be involved with selling this property. Question number 7 is, what is your ideal selling price range? And I specifically say selling, not listing price range, because I want to find out where this seller thinks their sale is going to land. That helps me understand if we are already on the same page or if I need to do some extra education on the comps and what the market is doing in order to align our ideas on where the home will sell for. Question number 8 is, what kind of marketing and advertising strategies have you considered for your property? And this is a great question to ask sellers because it will immediately give you an idea of what they're expecting in terms of marketing and advertising for their property. And it also opens the door for you to be able to either align with what they are expecting for marketing and advertising, or open their eyes to some different strategies that you implement that you've had success with in your market. Question number 9 is, have you or will you be speaking to other real estate agents about selling your property? And this is one that I really like to ask up front, which I'll get into at the end of this video, because if they are going to be speaking with other real estate agents, I want to come in last. I always want to be the last one through the door. The other thing that this question accomplishes is it gives you an opportunity to have a follow-up if they say that they are going to be talking with other agents, or if they already have, to ask what gaps they felt those agents weren't filling. You want to get as much information as you possibly can so that you can show, one, you have concern for them and want to deliver the best experience based off what they're looking for. And two, you can fill in the gaps if they feel, an agent hasn't done X, Y, and Z in terms of their presentation. You can make sure that you fill in the gaps so that they're confident in hiring you to list their home. Question number 10 is, what are your concerns about the selling process? This question helps you understand the seller's concerns, and it gives you an opportunity to address them. At the same time, it shows that you are open to feedback and committed to providing them with the very best service. Question 11 is, how can I best support you through the selling process? And asking this question opens the door for the seller to be able to share if there's any specific needs that they have. And it also, again, shows that you are committed to giving them the very best customized service. So I promised you, if you stuck around until the end, I would share how I get all of these questions answered before I ever go to a listing appointment. I send out in a Google form over 20 questions to anyone that is interested in scheduling a listing appointment with me. And these are all in there in addition to quite a few others. And what that does is properly prepare me for when I go to their home, or if we're doing it virtually, I already have all the information I need to deliver a personalized listing appointment with them. And I always let them know, by filling this form out ahead of time, it means that I have to spend far less time. It cuts the time down by about half when I'm actually in their home. And that's valuable to every single seller. Time is money. I don't care who you are. And being able to show them, hey, I'm getting all this information up front from you so that I don't have to inconvenience you any more than absolutely necessary, really goes a long way with sellers. And I find that it's a great way to differentiate yourself from all of the other agents out there. Asking the right questions is key to building a successful relationship with your clients and ultimately closing more deals. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And until I see you on the next one, take care.